Well, hello, good afternoon, guys. And you do know what this is. This is the great, lovely show, MS Monday, where we talk about all the great, nice, mean, and aggravating things dealing with multiple sclerosis. And I am your host, Lauren, and we have a special guest today. And I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
Hi, Mr. Williams. Thanks for having me. My name is Christy, and I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 2001. So I have a lot of new norms that are for me.
I like that. New norms.
New
And
norms, my new
I think
norm.
we talked about that when we was at treatment,
We,
the
we
new
did.
normal, and like seriously, what is normal?
Mm, I don't even remember me before this, so I don't know.
I, it's almost one of those situations where I find myself trying to explain differently to people how normal can be recreated. Uh, Normal doesn't have to be stagnant, as in uh, what the next person is doing, because my normal definitely is not yours.
Right.
And that goes with you with someone else as well. And I think we get so caught up in the limelight of everybody doing the same old mundane thing, and we think that's what normal is.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think that it's one mold that fits all. That's for sure.
Right. So, like I was explaining to you in the backstage, this title, guys, of today's show is the upside, and um still coming across so many of us warriors where we are so depressed because we are unable to get back to who we previous was. And I know I'm like a broken record when it comes down to trying to find that glimmer of light and this journey that we're on. And as hard as it may seem, it's probably one of the best medications that we can do for ourselves. Because as long as we're constantly beating ourselves upside the head about what we are not, what we can't do, and when is it going to change, that stimulates more stress for us. And it's almost like MS is at a buffet when it comes to us stressing ourselves out, like, and so, I,
Right.
but I was so glad that Miss Christie was able to come on because meeting her the other day just really showed me the brighter side of MS Warriors, and she has such a gleaming light in her, and I really just wanted her to let us know about where did all this start with you, like where how old were you?
Oh, don't ask me to do the math. Okay, I was diagnosed in 2001. We're gonna start there, okay?
Okay.
Good, good. Okay, my first symptom
Okay.
was numbness in my nope, that's a lie. My first symptom was actually a depth perception issue. So maybe
Okay.
it was in my eyes, vertigo, that sort of thing. And
Hmm.
it just wasn't my norm at the time.
Okay. So where what's that called? Did you have
Vertigo?
like not the vertigo, but did you ever have
Uh,
optic neuritis? You never.
no,
Okay. Okay.
no. Mm-mm. Nope.
Wow.
And they did the MRI and they saw spots and then they did the spinal tap just to confirm. And sure enough, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Okay. Wow. Um, I hear a lot of people talk about not well, getting the spinal tap, and it's not saying that they have multiple sclerosis and still being diagnosed. Have you ever come across any stories like that?
No, I haven't actually. I like I said, I was diagnosed with the image first,
Hmm.
the CAT. the MRI, and then to confirm that diagnosis, became the spinal tap, which is unpleasant.
Okay, so that was unpleasant for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. I had
Um,
to I had to go back in for a blood patch because I had spinal fluid leaking, and it gives you that headache that they warn you about, but it was a headache that was a nightmare.
I can't say that I did not experience that, but I've heard about that. My issue was, they tell you to be still. and
Oh, sure. When you got this big needle coming at me.
right. And I'm not a person that's afraid of needles. And it may sound weird, but I have to see the needle before they insert.
Okay.
And so as long as I see the needle, I'm fine. And I asked to see the needle. They looked at me like I was weird, and they showed it to me. I was like, cool. And I was okay with him going in. And he was in for a while. And he was getting it, but for some reason he moved it or something, and he hit a nerve. And the nerve he hit, I guess, made my leg kick. And it's almost like he started barking. Like, don't move, don't move. And I'm like, you hit my nerve. I did not move. And afterwards, I kind of like realized that I could have been paralyzed.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Right?
and that was a scary moment for me.
Oh, yeah. I bet. I bet.
Do
Well,
you
mm,
do you have
mm.
kids?
I do. I have 4 children, and my eldest is gonna be turning 30 July 3rd.
Wow. Okay.
So, I still am not doing the math for you.
Do you do you did did your kids have problems with accepting that mom wasn't the same, that mom was different?
Well, actually, my 2 older children who are, out of the house. I have 2 younger children that are in the house.
Okay.
They I had difficulties yesterday, just stability-wise with walking, so my 2 children that are here still, 15 and 10, helped me, and no, they understand. They're awesome supporters of me,
Okay.
always.
Okay. So was it a little bit more challenge with your older kids?
Interestingly enough, I didn't have any issues, then, and
Okay.
I wasn't doing any MDMs either,
Okay.
DMDs, what? I wasn't on any medication, I just went on with life,
Okay.
I did my job, I worked outside of the home, I don't now, but I worked outside of the home as a surgery tech in the vet field.
It's funny you say that. I've talked to so many people that were in the medical field that's been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, or that tended to people that had multiple sclerosis. And
Interesting.
yeah, and it's like, so are you a how they would say, like the doctors are bad patients?
I am the worst patient. I am not gonna lie, I am the worst patient because I will question everything you do and why.
Well, you know what? I wouldn't call that bad, because if you think about it hardly, that's something that we don't do as patients enough.
I know, because you don't know the right or the not the right questions to ask, but you don't know what questions to ask when you
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
You just take them for what they are, and they know best, and da da da. Well,
And I think some doctors get offended about that, or they like you're challenging their expertise,
I
maybe.
like it. I like the challenge.
And again, I think it should be, because for me, I feel like that's that conversation that you and your doctor should have. You should be able to question, well, doc, I'm not really sure about this. Can I get a second opinion? And the doctor should be okay with it. And
Exactly.
so I really, I don't know if you were still there getting your treatment when I was expressing how don't feel bad if you want to look into getting another doctor, regardless if it's a neurologist or a primary care doctor. If you don't feel comfortable um, with your care, don't be afraid to, it's not like you have to tell that doctor you're going to see if you can get another doctor. Um, because sometimes people can be a little bit vindictive or whatnot. But
Yeah, but that is your right. That is your right.
yes, exactly, exactly. So Miss Christie, if you were to, how would you explain you find your upside in this crazy journey of illness?
Well, my upside are you let me start with my challenges because
Okay.
then it's I am constantly seeing a challenge in some normal day-to-day things.
Hmm.
So the upside for me is when I'm able to complete those challenge, override those challenges, simple things like emptying the dishwasher.
Mm.
If I can do it, yes, I've got kids. Yes, they got chores. But if I can do it and I can get through it, then that's a tick mark awesomeness for me.
It's a win for you, right?
It is a win for me because this is my new norm
Hmm.
and I accept that.
Okay. So, guys, I'm glad she said that because if you really think about it, even the simplest things should be an upside for you.
Right.
And that in itself, like she just said, yes, I got kids, and yes, they have chores, but just this moment of me being able to take the things out of the dishwasher and put them where I know they need to be. That's a win for me. So, it could be as far as like I have a couple of MS friends that are terrible issue, a terrible way of not way. They have issues with walking worse than maybe me and you. And so to get to the bathroom on their own is a triumph win for them.
Right.
And I think some people don't even look at that as being a win. It's, oh, well, I got to go to the bathroom anyway, so I have to use the bathroom. That's not a win. That's something that I have to do on a daily basis. But, I want to be able to walk, but it is some form of walking.
Mhm.
Because if you couldn't get up and go to the bathroom by yourself yesterday, but you can today, that's a good thing. You
That is
know,
me right now.
yes.
That's me right now. That's me right now. I won. You're lucky I don't got little poppers right now. Woo!
So you're on Ocrevis like me,
Correct.
and not to make you do any more math. Would you happen to know what treatment you're on?
Twice a year?
Try but do you know like what number that
Oh,
you
no.
no?
No, I
Okay.
just got them. I
Is
just
this your second treatment? I know you told me
actually
about Capaxin.
right. So I started off with Copaxone, and I was probably on that for about 7 years.
Oh wow.
And then my MRIs were coming back showing more lesions. And so uh I come from California, so all this started in California. So
Okay.
yes, I have had a change in neurologist. Um, but I found it very important that I found a neurologist that had MS specialty in their line of work and then their
Yes.
understanding. I did not feel comfortable going to a neurologist who treats, the unfortunate stroke patients and things like that because I wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. And
Yeah.
I felt like I do look better and I am walking better than those patients.
Yeah.
I wanted somebody that was like me or
Okay.
understood me.
Yeah. I get that. We have a comment. Miss Jalissa says, "Good old Ocrevus." Yeah. Jalissa, I think you're on Ocrevus as well. Capaxin for me, I can even. I think I was on it for 6 months,
Oh,
and
okay.
I went from being diagnosed because I was blind in my right eye.
Oh,
Uh huh. I did 5 days of steroids. My sight came back probably right at the end of me getting off to Sabri. But while I was getting off to Sabri, I was losing my legs. Tasabri did not work for me. For me, I felt like Tasabri like pushed me directly into stage 2.
oh,
And I was like, this close to getting a wheelchair. And so the doctors was like, well, we don't want to do Copaxone. We need to bring out the big gun. So we're going to try and put you on to Sabri. And I was really reluctant to get on it because that was my first time reading a pamphlet that said death in the it's like 1.11100. Don't quote me on this percentage. I'm just throwing numbers out. But I just saw that big bold word death. And I'm like, heck no. Because for some reason I'm that person that fits in that percentage of that's liable to happen to me. So yeah, I didn't really want to take. I had to pray hard about taking to Sabri, which I'm kind of glad that I did, because I saw a turnaround probably within a few months of being on it. I bounced back pretty well. Um, so the Ocrevus for you, do you I'm actually like the doctors asked me, do you think it's doing a great job for you?
I do. I really do. My husband sees that I have a pep in my step when I come
Okay,
home
cool.
from my days of having my infusion. However, I have to be in control of not pushing it
Ah, mm,
because I might feel good and I might got that pep in my step, but I cannot push it. I
yeah.
cannot push it. I need my time for that just to go through my system and be okay with it. I shouldn't push it.
So
I shouldn't try to be like, "Oh, I got my infusion yesterday, so let's go for a run." What? You're gonna be picking me up off the ground is what you're gonna do.
and I think I could probably say I'm bad at that. And
"Hi, I'm Christy, and I go to therapy." To control that. I need to
yeah.
self-control that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So okay, that's cool. That's it's good to I I I think all of us are practically on the same page. You just have some hard heads, like myself sometimes, that I I guess I can go back to me asking that question about your upside and your triumphs and stuff. It just feels so great to be able to do that one thing, and that sometimes I find myself after I get that one thing, let me see if I can try and do this other thing. Let me squeeze this other thing in, and then yeah. So
So
like
those are my
now,
upsides. Those are my upsides, the normal day-to-day stuff that we, um,
take for granted.
take for granted.
Yes,
I don't wanna say I don't like labels. I don't like labels.
I
So
don't either.
those of us that don't have MS that also might feel tired,
Yeah,
my tired is just different. It is
yes.
just different.
I don't like labels neither. I'm
Mm,
titles, labels. It's a bunch of booty.
okay. And so I don't want to ever take for granted, and thankfully my husband does also sees that as because he'll go do this, this, and this, and I'm like, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Ow.
You know,
Well,
because that's I can't do that right now. My daughter, my 10-year-old says, "You have a 2 o'clock curfew, mom. Don't ask me to do nothing after 2 o'clock, okay?" Just saying.
well, that's cool that she knows that you have a 2 o'clock curfew.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm better off in the morning.
Okay.
I am and this heat is not so great. The humidity is not so great.
No, it is
But
not.
anything that I do, I prefer to do it in the morning before
Okay.
2 o'clock.
Okay. That's cool.
So you got
Well,
me on the downside right now. I'm
okay, my bad.
not gonna hold it against you. I'm grateful to be here.
Well, Miss Jalissa states that her insurance is no longer partnering with her hospital as of June 30th. So,
Oh,
not sure how she's supposed to get her next infusion come September. All right, Jalissa. So, what you can do is call O'Crevis and ask them about let them know what insurance that you have, and see if they are partnering with any other hospitals in your area or doctors or MS specialists in your area. Um, I had to actually do that when I moved from here to Mississippi for a brief moment. When I was on to Sabri, I I had to call Biogen for them to find me an actual doctor that did to Sabri. So that may be the issue that you are going to have to tackle, is giving them a call and let them know what your situation is, so that they can try and get you in contact with a doctor in that area, MS specialist in that area that prescribes that particular infusion. And I know you've had issues with doctors as well, but as of right now, that's the only thing that I can actually give out, that I know that I kind of had the same issue. That's a start. That's the only thing I can say. And I hate that, though. It's a lot of people saying that too, where their insurance is not covering, or
No longer partnered with.
yeah. And I think, like, at the end of the day, are you really concerned about us? Is my question when that happens.
Right?
So you're were you in the room when I asked, did anybody have family members that were diagnosed?
I was not in the room. However, I have no MS in my family.
Wow, man. My sister was diagnosed before me.
Ooh.
Yeah. My sister got diagnosed before me, and I think I was 5 years behind her. Then
Oh,
I would say a few years later, I found out I have a cousin in California that has MS.
really?
Yeah. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, you were not there, because we started talking about how they try to balance that it's not hereditary, but it's genetic. So you can genetically pass a genetic gene of MS to someone in your family, and they can
Interesting.
live and die without it activating it. But depending on the three environmental situation, and it was something else they basically saying, it was three things that basically can start MS. And I don't know. I just think it's both genetic and hereditary all in one.
Yeah. Yeah. Until they
It's
can tell us until they can prove it to us otherwise. That's what I believe too.
right, right, right. Are you having issues with sleeping?
Yes. Yes.
How often do you? Well,
Okay, so my issues are, how about if I just tell you what my issues? I'm a woman and I'm going through
ah, gotcha.
hotness all the
Hotness.
time. All the time. So,
Does that bother your MS with hot flashes?
um well, the problem is I never know if it's an MS thing that I'm struggling with, or is
Okay.
it my what am I going through? Yeah.
The menopause. The menopause.
Menopause.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know who I should blame with that. Otherwise, I got it both coming at me when I'm at rest, when I'm trying to rest. And it's like, are you
Okay.
kidding me? So everybody in my house would be wearing a sweatshirt and then they're freezing. And I'm like, I'm so hot. Wear a sweatshirt when you come over. You know what I mean? Like, so,
Wow.
but so,
Um,
yeah, it interrupts my sleep.
I can't. My wife is cold nature, which is weird, and I say it's weird because her body is hot as heck. So I'll
Well,
be trying to figure out, how are you so cold? And it seems like if I put you outside on a snowy day, you're gonna have smoke coming off your body, because that's how hot she
it's
is.
melting.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, I don't get it, but it. I think that's probably one of the hurtful things for me outside of taking a hot shower. Um, Being able to cover up. I've always loved being up under the comforter with one leg out, but I can't do that anymore because I get too hot and I start spasming real bad. And yeah, so it's like, that's my, it may sound silly, but that's like one of my worst ever things that I had to let go.
Is that
Sleeping up under
changing
the
that?
covers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No longer the down blankets and the heavy jackets and
Yes.
nope, nope, nope.
Jalissa says, iron low. Are you what you mean about the I think she I think my wife do has issue with her iron.
I know at one point I was anemic, low iron, but
Yeah.
I've always taken, like, even though I don't have to, I take a prenatal
Okay.
just because I can handle that amount of iron in the prenatal pill versus just taking an iron pill. I can't
Yeah.
do it. It don't
Okay.
like
Do you throw up?
no.
No. Yeah. Maybe I think I took it without eating anything. Oh
Ooh.
man, it made me sick. I had barfed. It was not a great feeling whatsoever.
No, iron doesn't allow me to use the restroom nicely.
Oh no, it stops you up. Okay.
So I
That's
just take a prenatal and it's a gummy and it's all
okay.
good.
Okay. I can understand that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be. You know what? Do you say that too? That was another reason I wanted to get off all this medication because it was like I was having to take stool softeners
Yeah.
and fiber on top of fiber in order for me to, because this medication was stopping me up. And
Yeah.
it's like the worst thing, especially if you know you use on a regular basis before you got sick. You use the bath. Me personally, not to gross anybody out. After I ate something, I had to go to the bathroom.
Right. That's your
It
norm.
never failed. Yeah, it never failed
Right.
to
Defecate
maybe.
once a day, twice a day.
Yeah, I was just gonna say once a day.
Okay.
So yeah. Now we were talking earlier about medication, and
Yes.
outside of your Ocrevus, you're not taking anything prescribed, right?
Correct.
Are you doing any vitamins outside of the prenatal?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I take a B12 and a vitamin D.
Okay.
Um, and on the regular. That's what I take on the regular.
Okay. All right. So, guys, I think we should all. I think we all know more than anything now that vitamin D, out of all the vitamins, is probably one of the issues that we're having, and that we need to make sure if we're. I think I had to start off with the don't quote me on this because I don't think I'm getting my numbers wrong. The 50,000 unit
Five
vitamin D.
5,000 mcg.
Yeah, something like that once a week. Yeah, I had to do that for a good moment. Mr. Lissa says magnesium is best for constipation. My new friend. I'm having to take a lot of potassium because I sweat a lot.
Sweat.
Sweat. Yes, sweat. I probably swear a lot too sometimes.
That's who
so
you ask.
so if potassium can help me with that, then that'd probably be a great thing too as well. But yeah, I've always been a sweater, and having cramps and spasm at the same time is not a great friend. It is not. So my big question is not if you can take this away from you, is there anything that you would probably say to, so what is it that you can say to someone um, that's newly diagnosed and you're just out and about and you just happen to come across them and they say that they're they just been diagnosed with MS and they don't know what to do.
What would I tell them?
Mhm.
Well, I would definitely start off with saying everybody's different. Everybody's body is different. And to accept the new changes because it's just changes. It's the acceptance that I think people have a hard time accepting the new changes.
Yep.
Think of it negatively. Don't think of it as never again. Just
Yeah.
you're going to adapt with a change. That's all.
And it's funny you say that because if it wasn't us being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, we have to look at changes like having a new child, losing someone, changing to a new job. In so many ways, all of this are the same thing. It's like Ms. Christie just basically stated a change. Um, I know it's a drastic change for most of us, if not all of us, but it's a change. And there's there doesn't have to be a bad change. I find myself looking at people like in VAs when you have your soldiers come back when they're going over the fight of war for us and they come back and their limbs are gone and they're basically told to just come back home and live life, and a lot of them do it. And so I guess that's how I kind of, and I know it's each his own. This is just how I deal with a lot of stuff. I look at someone definitely in the MS society, whereas they're not doing as great as I am, but they have a smile on their face,
Right.
and that kind of changed my point of view or how I see things because how can I sit and complain when here this person is in a wheelchair or got drop foot and they're going on vacations, they laughing, they're giggling. I'm over here dang near walking like normal people. Air
Are you
quotes.
labeling?
So I'm like, I can't do that. Why am I not happy? Why am I sitting up here moping? I don't know. It's just it it hurts my feelings. It makes me sad when I see people that are in better shape than most people, even if it's cancer or anything like that, and it's almost like their life is over. Um, and so I just feel for people like that, and I pray for folks.
For
So
acceptance, to learn acceptance. To learn
yes,
acceptance. You don't
yes,
have they I'm not I don't excuse me. I don't want people to
listen,
think that I need to be fixed, but
yes.
help me with acceptance. And now there are new ways.
And so you was telling me about your little slogan, and you've already said it once.
Hold on.
That
Hi, I'm Christy. I'm Christy and I go to therapy.
guys, there's nothing wrong with going to therapy. Therapy actually can be one of our best treatments as well, on side of thinking positive and gravitating to those small wins. Um, 'Cause sometimes we can find ourselves surrounded by people that just don't understand and don't want to understand, and you can't make someone.
Sorry.
Are you sneezing or coughing?
I'm coughing.
You okay?
I'm good. Sorry.
I was thinking about hitting the back of the camera and maybe you can put.
Put your hands up.
Oh man, I lost my train of thought. Uh, Therapy
Sorry.
is no, you good. Therapy is good. It's a wonderful thing. So don't be afraid to do therapy or whatnot.
I do have I can I just say something?
Yes,
My
ma'am.
therapist, bless my therapist. She doesn't understand MS, and so I have found it challenging explaining some things that she might ask and her understanding it.
Okay.
So, it's not there's not many therapists out there that understand MS.
I don't think a lot of doctors understand.
Right? So, she is she has been very cordial and awesome in learning my new norm.
So basically, you can just kind of say she's been very patient with the
Very
Okay.
patient and open to why I might do things a certain way or
Okay.
can't do certain things, that not that she takes it for granted,
Yeah.
but the norm take for granted.
Okay. Oh, that is cool, cause I know like with therapy, they uh they kind of give you exercises, and so I can see how she would have to possibly tweak
Well,
something.
this is mental therapy, not physical therapy.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no. So, but you know, sometimes they well, maybe I was a little bit crazier. I had activities I had to do, so but it was prior to
But that's
me.
okay.
Yeah, it was prior to me being diagnosed. I actually know for a fact I'm the reason why I'm sick. Uh, when I couldn't handle some information that I had gotten at a point in my life, and I literally broke. And so that was my first. It wasn't my first initial counseling, but as an adult, it was. And so I saw some afterwards, but it doesn't bother me. I or to say that hey, I need to go talk to someone, because I talk to people outside of counseling too, and you'd be very surprised what a person off the street type of information that they can give you. I never have I don't have closed minds to other advice. Now, I can't say if it sounds crazy, I'll have to question it. And well, regardless, I still look into it before I go and take hold of it and call it my own. Because once I call it my own, I can't blame the person on the street.
If it don't
So
work out for you.
yeah, and that's something that I express a lot on the show. Research anything that I tell you that I just research and find out about. You go research it too. Don't always take my word for it to a point to where you take it and run with it, and then if it doesn't work for you or it was a bad situation, I'm just giving out information, and my information may not work for you like it works for me or for the next person.
Right.
So always research everything that comes your way, regardless of who tells you, or even if you see it yourself, go look at it somewhere else. Just don't sit on that one thing and run with it. So was that your second treatment for the year, or was it your first?
This is my first for the year.
First for year. Okay. Um, are you're basically satisfied with how this goes with the twice a year, and you don't have to worry about taking medication and or 55 needles?
I am very satisfied. I'll tell you what I'm not. Yeah, I'm very satisfied. Coming from, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. I came from California. I live here in Georgia now, and I found it very difficult to accept the fact that I had doctors tell me in order to get rid of your needles, if you don't have sharps containers, or where to dispose of your sharps containers, is to put duct tape and throw it away in your trash. No, sorry. So I'm doing
They,
something else about that. How
they
do you dispose of your needles?
they telling you that now?
Hmm.
What?
So I get a sharps container, but where do I put the sharps container? How do I get rid of all those needles in my sharps container?
Well, I can give it to my wife. She's a pharmacy tech, so I can give it to her, and she can just dispose.
No, I just need her number then.
Well, you
Or
know what?
does
I don't know. I will ask her that, because I
So
don't
this is
quote
what
me.
I was no, I'm not, but this is what I was told. I went back to my pharmacist, both my neurologist and my PCP, and asked how I can get rid of my sharps containers, with my used needles in it.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, just duct tape it and put it in your trash." And I'm like, "So it goes to the dumps?" I don't think so.
I will find that out for
I
you.
would love that
Yeah,
because
I'm pretty sure she could tell me, yeah,
I don't have
nay.
yeah. No, and
Wow.
they wouldn't take them back. They wouldn't take my sharps container for me because when they use them themselves in their office, their pickup people will have count of how many they've delivered that month and how many they're taking back that month, and it has to be the same amount. They're not going to
Oh,
take used sharp containers off the street from me.
hmm.
So I'm fixing to change a lot of things.
You know, wait, hold on. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's see.
Are you though?
That's cause like anybody can grab your needles and use it in the darn trash can.
Just saying. How you going to duct tape is not going to stop. And what about them trash folks that put it in the trash can? Really?
Yeah.
The dumps and what? And it's not like there isn't a recycling facility that you can take it, but it is how many miles away? I don't think so.
Huh.
Too far for me to drive to sometimes. It's a day trip. You know what I mean? To get rid of my needles? Are you serious?
Let's see. Location in Georgia. Some Walgreens, CVS, and Walmart locations provide convenience and low. Okay, so there are some Walgreens and CVS's and Walmart locations that allow local drop off.
Not near me.
Wow. I'd be goddamn.
So it's very that's probably the frustrating. The frustrating. But you know what? I'm not on needles. I don't have to do injections anymore.
Yeah, okay, well, that is true, but that is still messed up, and I'm glad you said that because again, guys, I just Googled it, but it doesn't say all of them. It says some. So if you are having that problem, definitely I would call and say, hey, is this a safe location for me to drop off my sharps? And I just never had that problem. Huh.
Lucky.
Yeah. See,
And
again, guys, you never know until I say that the best thing for us is us talking to each other because you'll be very surprised what one of us knows, say, or can say to
or can advise and change.
yeah, because again, kudos to the doctors that actually really care because it's not all doctors. Is just some people are just nasty and they don't care and it's sad and um
Well, I think they get numb to their profession. And so
I can see that
mhm.
and heck it don't surprise me if a lot of them is in debt for one thing coming from out of the and so the only thing that they can think about is trying to get money so they can get out of that pool of freaking debt that they're in or continue their lifestyle that they just magically acquired. Oh, this darn high priced medicine is like ridiculous, man.
Sure.
It's like crazy. Well, Miss Christie, I definitely enjoyed the talk. Now, is there anything extra that you would like to give the world of MS Warriors on our way out?
Warriors, that is what you are, and you hold your shield strong, high, and proud because we are all there to support you emotionally, and we have the strength to accept our new way of life, our new the new way we have to do things, and that's okay. Just be okay with what you have to do.
I think that should be a theme, guys. And again, I'm constantly saying that throughout all the lives that I do is accepting a new norm is not giving up. It's not settling. It's just trying to figure out, okay, I'm not able to do that anymore, but I can do this. And that's what you do. I am a person of try to know who you are and know what your limits are. Push to that limit, but not push over that limit,
I'm
because then
working
that's when you start. Yeah, that's when you start getting that backfire and whatnot. But Miss Christie was one of our
on it.
out of
Laron, I
town
appreciate.
gift card winners.
Yes. Oh my
And
gosh, thank you.
she's
That
very
was so much
surprised.
fun. And I have that I don't need. Oh, I could use this and I could use that. Oh,
Yeah, it's so if you guys are wanting to, and if you saw the post that we posted and you want to be a part of it, you can easily DM us so for the information, or go to our bakery page, and it has an actual I Can Be the Mess tab that you can click on it, and you can fill out the form to put your name in the basket to be the next person. It's been going slow here lately, but like I've been stating, as soon as we raise 100, we tried to do the 200, but I was just impelled to go ahead and get that card, and I see why, because I was able to bless Miss Christie. So I
you did.
try to do everything that God tells me to do. I'm not a 80. I'm 80% good at it, but the 20, I'm gonna have to work on that. You have to work on
Acceptance. It's just acceptance.
that. But we definitely love the fact that you stopped by and you graced us with your presence. And hey, you're welcome anytime. So if you feel the need, definitely catch us live. Um, and if you want to get on, if you have any new information that you would like to disclose or let us know, or give us, feel free to hit me up and say, hey, are you doing a show this Monday or whatever Monday? And I would love to be on, and we can bring you up.
Thank you so much for having me. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, guys, say goodbye to Miss Christie.
Catch you on the flip side.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll definitely keep tabs on you and check up on you, okay?
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye
Bye.
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 All righty, guys. So, before I exit out here, um, again, we're doing every other Monday. So if you do see me on a Monday, the following Monday, I'm not going to be here. It's going to be the next. It's been kind of off scheduling wise because I had a lot of things going on here these past couple of weeks, including going to get my treatment and whatnot. So I do appreciate you guys being patient and walking with me with this little crazy journey. And so definitely, let me put this in here. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Treats and sweets. I'm gonna actually put it in the it's called Care Package Giveaway. I'm gonna put it in the description as well, but I'm going to put it in the comments. That is the that takes you right to it. It takes you right to the what you call it? What is that thing called? To the website, to that actual page, in order to put your name in the hat to win. It's just random. So, but as soon as we raise the money up to go out and get a card, that's when we go out and do it. It just so happened I normally do it on the show where I give the card out, but I was impelled to take it with me on Friday, and I'm glad that I did, and I was able to bless Miss Christie. So, but with that being said, guys, I totally appreciate you guys watching, and you have a blessed day.